Everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, we're going to be doing a quick demo and review of no other than the Lolita blush by Kat Von D. Now this recently came out probably about 2-3 weeks ago, and I was able to pick it up off of Sephora.com. Here in Canada it retails for $26 plus tax. I saw the promo pictures for this before it released, and I was kind of watching it. I was like, yeah, like, you know, I want it, but on the date of the launch I wasn't really like on it. And my friend actually messaged me and said, hey, the product is available, go buy it. So I picked up two, one for me, one for her. And then within about 2 to 3 hours, I went back on Sephora's website just to see if the product was still available, and it had actually sold out. So this was a pretty coveted item, and the great thing about this is it's actually an eyeshadow as well, so you can use it on the face, whether you want to use it on the eyes or you want to use it on your cheeks. And today I'm going to be showing you guys how it looks on the face. I haven't actually worn it yet. I have swatched it. It is a beautiful pink mauve type of color. It's very pigmented and buttery smooth. I just have a little bit on my hand, so let me grab a little bit more. So there it is right there. Hopefully you guys can see that. I will give you guys a up close swatch as well, but I really do like the shade. And if you guys are a Kat Von D buyer of any of her products, you will know that she does have a couple different products that are branded as Lolita. There's also the Lolita 2 liquid lipstick. Here it is right here, and I am going to be showing you guys how it looks on the cheeks today. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom in and let's get started. As you guys can see, this is kind of a smaller kind of container. Some people were saying that they thought the product was kind of small. However, I personally knew what to expect because I watched like reviews and kind of watched people's commentary on the product before it launched. Apparently this is the same size as her Metal Crush eyeshadows, so just be aware of that. I don't believe there are any plans to restock this. At least I haven't heard of any thus far, but if I do hear anything, I will kind of insert it in the window here. So I'm just using a synthetic brush. I always use a synthetic brush, and right off the bat I've only dipped it in like lightly twice, and there is the pigmentation on the brush. So I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of fluff it just beneath my my highlighter here. I kind of do have a pink overload going on today. I thought, hey, why not? I'm wearing the Lolita blush, so I might as well kind of do everything pinky mauve. So right away you can see there's a nice flush of pink on my cheek right here, and that's pretty much good for me. Like, you really don't need much. It pretty much used up all the product that was on the brush. So, you know, for those of us who might be fairer skinned and more fair skinned than myself, you probably need even less product than I use. And I personally only tapped it in twice, like very lightly, and you guys saw how much product came up on the brush. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side, and again 2 light taps, and there's the product on my brush. And then I'm just gonna do the same thing on this side. All right, and there you have it. This is the completed look. If you guys want to see a tutorial or a video on this look, go ahead and let me know. I will definitely go ahead and do that for you guys. So I don't believe Kat Von D or Sephora or any of the other retailers have any plans to restock this blush. So chances are you're gonna probably end up paying like an arm and a leg on eBay or from a third-party seller to get your hands on this blush, unfortunately. So that is where my video comes in today. I wanted to go ahead and show you guys some dupes or alternatives for this eyeshadow and blush, because I feel like it is a nice color, but it also isn't really that unique, and I feel like it is dupeable. Lolita is a matte blush. However, some of the ones that I have to show you guys here are, you know, shimmers or satin blushes. So I mean, that might be a good thing for you if you don't generally like matte blushes. You can pick some of the alternatives that I have to show you here today. I didn't quite find an exact dupe, but I do have some really close alternatives and some blushes that are in the same color family. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into these swatches of the Lolita eyeshadow and see all the alternatives that I have for you today. Alright guys, so we are starting off with no other than the Kat Von D Lolita blush. Here is the design on the packaging, and I am just showing you guys how it looks in the pan so you guys can see a close-up shot of how it looks in the packaging. So we're gonna go ahead and show you as well how it looks on my finger. So you can see it is a matte dusty rose type of shade, and in the swatches here, this eyeshadow slash blush didn't really swatch well on the finger and onto my hand, so I did have to build it up a little bit. Now for an alternative, this is probably one of the most similar blushes that I have. This is the e.l.f. blush palette in dark, and I'm going into that deeper matte kind of dusty rose type of shade. And as you guys can see, this one is very similar to Lolita. It is a little bit more on the red side. Next up, I am going to be swatching this CoverGirl True Blend blush, and this is in the shade Deep Mauve. As you guys can see, this one does have a little bit more of a sheen to it, so it's more of like a satin blush. You can also really see that sheen come out once I've swatched it on the hand. It is a lot more pink and not as close as the previous blush that I swatched. Now we're going into a Annabelle blush, and I forget what color this one is at this very moment. Unfortunately, it is not listed, but this one is one of the more similar ones as well. This is a matte mauve type of shade. Again, you can see that this one pulls a little bit more pink, but it is very close as well. I am going to be dipping back into that e.l.f. dark blush palette. This time I'm swatching the top shade, and this is a matte pink. This one is very similar to that CoverGirl True Blend blush in the sense that it pulls very pink, but this one is of course a matte shade. Now I'm going into the La Femme blush in the shade Sienna. This is a very pigmented blush, and as you can see, it only really takes one swipe, but this one is not very similar to any of the previous shades. This one does have a little bit of a pink undertone, but pulls a lot more brown. Lastly, I'm going into this Revlon. This is a cream blush, and I believe this is in the shade Charmed Enchantment number 150. This one really does take a lot to build up as well. You can see that I have to go over it a few times before I can build up that pigmentation, but it is also in the same color family and very similar as well. As you guys can see from the clip here, the most similar shades swatched up against the Lolita shade seem to be that dark blush from the e.l.f. Deep Kit, and the second one seems to be the Annabelle blush. None of them are a dead-on dupe, but again, these are the most similar, and I think they would give you a very similar look, to the point that you wouldn't be able to decipher which blush belongs to which brand. So all in all, I do have to say I do like this Lolita blush. I also believe it is a nice kind of add-on in addition to her, you know, Lolita collection that she has. It's a nice blush, and for $26, I mean, it really isn't that bad. You do get about 3.2 grams of product, which I think is a reasonable amount. I mean, I have had blushes in my collection for years and I have not gone through them, and they are, you know, some of them are smaller or the same size as this particular blush, so I think it's a good amount to get for the price that you pay. All in all, I mean, because you can't get this product right now, you're probably gonna end up paying way more, like probably even $100 for it on eBay or something. So I would say if you can get your hands on this product for a decent amount, I would go ahead and do so. It's not a die hard, you know, you have to have this product, because as I said, it's not really unique, but it's nice to add to the collection. Maybe if you don't have an eyeshadow that is this color, or if you don't have a blush that's this color, but if you aren't able to get your hands on it right now for a decent price, I would go ahead and check out some of the alternatives that I mentioned in this video. But that's all for my video today, guys. Thumbs up the video if you did enjoy it, and let me know some of the alternatives or dupes that you may have found in your collection, or if you did pick up this Lolita blush and eyeshadow. Subscribe before you head out, and until my next video, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you again. Bye guys.